Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Next Level Wrestling Review with your hosts, Big Ray, and the best in the world, the Vet. Follow the boys on social media at Big Ray Hernandez and at Opinion Haver everywhere. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Next Level Wrestling Review, your NXT review show, your news show, your talk about a little bit of everything show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am the pundit of the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre today. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the man, the myth, the legend. He's barely alive, but you know, hey, what are you gonna do? It's the winter, you know, he's not feeling well. So let's all give a round of applause and appreciation for the fact that the Vet was literally on an oxygen tank. You know, some very big-breasted nurse just walked in and changed his catheter. But he's here. Not queer, and he will not disappear. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the one, it is the only.
The Vet.
That's him. He's alive.
He's a Rip Rogers guy.
It's true.
The Vet.
Barely alive.
Rip Rogers guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is rolling his eyes back like the Undertaker. It is. Well, he is a Rip Rogers guy. It's the Vet. Vet, how you doing, buddy? You okay? Oh, wait, let me unmute you.
Yeah, okay, are we ready now?
Yeah, go.
If I haven't died already, pro wrestling's trying to kill me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't die. Why? Well, Vet, you have a friend to take care of. And who is this friend, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we all know him. We all love him. He's the third member of this clique. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the pachyderm of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the elephant in the room. That's good, Ray. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gary! Where is he? Come on, bring him up. Let me take a look at that little beady eyes. Gary's here, ladies and gentlemen. It is Gary. Acknowledge him. All right, bro. This is going to be... I know how it is doing it. Listen, I'm a pussy. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
I heard you weren't.
I'm lying. I lied to you. I am a fucking pussy when it comes to doing anything when I'm sick. But before I do that, Vet, I'm sorry, but before we do anything, I just got to put this over really quickly. Just a big shout out to the chat real quick. We're going to say hello to you guys, but I just want to put this over right off the bat. Our buddy Scott Woodford, and apparently I can't find my ass from my elbow here.
And what do we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Just want to thank the great Scott Woodford, a loyal friend. Doesn't care what we think. You know, he's here for the entertainment purposes. Doesn't judge us. Doesn't hate us. Doesn't call us names. He's just here as a friend. That's what friends do. Look, I care about the $2 super chat, but the fact that you guys are here every single week means the freaking world to me. And I would hope that it meant the world to you too. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let us
9 days from tonight.
I hit the wrong one.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're gonna acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, grab your scissors, folks. It's time to cut and strut. Yeah. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we look up into the heavens above and we say, we ask, who got the gabagool? Our brother up in heaven. A man that, I would really love to know what he thinks about this product right now. I guess we'll find out down the road.
Specifically.
Whew. He was not a fan, ladies and gentlemen. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Media M5, Big Mike. We love you, buddy. God bless, man. And, of course, my brother, that dude, Tim, the legendary man who got wood. And, of course, Larry the dog. Oh, you still did it. Oh, man, I didn't think you had it in you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a shout-out again once more to Chris Winland. I'm sorry, not once more. What did you say? I cannot deny Robert Stone is leaps and bounds better than at the job than Ava. Like, share, subscribe, and, of course...
Yes, boy!
Yeah, dude. A wet sock with a microphone taped to it would have been better than... is better than fuck. I mean, do you disagree with that?
Well, maybe not a wet sock, but
a dry sock.
Robert Stone is better than
Robert Stone's
sock.
He's awesome. Robert Stone is awesome, folks. I like him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Paul, a.k.a. The Shooter. That's right. Zarya did crush the infidel. I can't wait to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have...
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
All right, we got the Dark Side Casters here. Ladies and gentlemen. No. Batting for the New York Yankees. Yankees, number 14. Left bench. Al Robinson, number 14. Al Robinson is here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the guy doing Illuminati things, the sexiest beard in all of HMG. It is, Mr. Stone for Booker of the Year. Huh? Fuck you, Tony Khan. How you like that, buddy? You fucking Mark. I don't have the soundbite.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Oh, that's not nice. You're going to have to, buddy.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
Oh, well, it is what it is, brother. You got to take it, man. And whether you like
I'm
it
serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Well, you're going to have to, sir. You have no choice. The mighty Bobo is here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the ghost of MV Hitman. Oh, that's weird. Hey, Marks. Oh, must be, you know who. Huh, interesting. Okay, we have the handsome one, the dancer one, the slash one, the handsome dancer slash, and Dan Heffron. He's here. Avocado Blue. Look at that cool logo. And laser lights. I like that. That's nice. No, that's called neon, right?
Like a bar. Yeah, this will be in a bar somewhere.
I like that. Hey, I gotta show you a toy that I found in my mother's house when I was stuck there during the blizzard.
Oh, it better not be what. Okay, I see. You mean like an actual toy?
No, it's not one of those toys that Colin uses. No.
Okay.
Trust me. We have a friend all the way from Israel. Excuse me, guys. I'm still hoarse. Like the NXT champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the king of farts himself. It is Aaron Ben Shlomo. Shalom, my friend, all the way from Israel. What is this? We have Bonkers. Wait, I got to read this here. What is this? Bonkers LFC 3067. Let's just fucking call him Bonkers. He's crazy, folks. He's nuts. He's nuts. It's Bonkers. What's going on, Bonkers? We have the real RBV. Good morning, Homie and Army. What's going on, my friend? This week in baseball. Oh, this week in WWE, sorry. We'll put that over later on. We have the one and the only Kevin Marty. How you doing over there? Good morning. Listen, but I don't usually do this, but I got to sneak behind this little curtain here before we start the show. Just for 20 seconds, okay? I got to grab something from behind. So this is awkward.
All right.
Yeah, this is awkward. Because I forgot to do something that's very important to Anyway, just give me 2 seconds, okay? Just let me just put this down.
All right, I'll give him between 2 and 20 seconds.
Oh, actually, before you do that shit, hold on. He's magnanimous. He's glorious. He's effervescent. He is. Did I say glorious? I said glorious already. He's glorious. It's the Professor Child, by the way, that Cruz. All right, thank you. All right, just give me 2 seconds. Let me just run behind here and maybe discuss the last show you had with Jimmy. I'll be right back.
Just kidding. Well, RBV wants to know if we remember the candy bonkers, and I sure do. And I remember more so the candy, but also the ads. Remember the ads with like the old lady, the cartoon old lady or whatever? Those are like in comic books everywhere. But basically, it would be like this little chewy candy, with like fruit flavors and stuff like that. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think what would be a similar equivalent. Right.
What did I miss?
You remember Bonkers, the candy?
Yeah.
RTV was asking about it.
I love Bonkers.
What would you, if no one, because they don't make these anymore, unless they do somewhere like in some gas station in Hoboken or whatever. But like, what would you relate it to as another candy that people might be familiar with?
It would be a bubble yum that you can actually swallow.
Kinda, yeah. That's pretty much, yeah. It was like a, not exactly like a gum, but not quite, not quite like a Mamba either.
A more airy, it's a much more airy, softer tasting. Like it tastes like a Now Later, kind of. It's
but those are like stiff. Now and Laters are like a stiff taffy. Bonkers are kind of just like, I don't know. They were truly one of a kind. They need to come back.
They were. It was delicious. The commercials were pretty cool too, if I remember. If I remember correctly, Great Bonkers were the bestest. I don't disagree with the lovely Elizabeth. Yeah.
Oh no, I might like the watermelon one.
The watermelon was good. Now the Bonkers, it was it was weird. Like the center of the bonker was a darker color, right? Like it was almost like it was injected.
Well, yeah. For example, the watermelon would have like a green. It would like be green around, but then like the center was like red to simulate a watermelon.
Do you know if they make them at all?
I would assume they went, out of production,
out of business. That's a damn shame. Well, this is what the vet's talking about here, folks. This is the Bonkers candy. Let me see if I could just get this picture here. I don't know if you can see that, but this is what they look like. I thought they looked more. Oh no, this is what I remember them looking like.
Yeah, they're more cubey,
right? And these were the old lady, the old Jewish lady ones, the saltwater taffy ones that Grandma used to have in her pocket. And they would these. I actually like these a lot. These saltwater taffy gimmicks, so good.
They're good,
so good. Anyway. So quick little show and tell before we start the show. I do have remember I have a friend who he's not a wrestling fan, but for some reason he has a subscription that he doesn't pay for. And every time he gets one, he gives it to me. So we have the Pro Wrestling Illustrated for this month. I'm covering his, what do we have here? We have Cody, the year of Cody. And we have the 2025 PWI awards and stuff like that. I'm not going to read it because you guys have talked about that a whole bunch on the Rackage, right? Am I right there?
What did we talk about?
What did Cody win there? What is this?
Achievement for match
of the year. He won match of the year?
I guess they voted for his match with John Cena as match of the year.
Interesting.
I assume it was that hardcore match for SummerSlam, if that's what
oh, that's right. This dummy, this idiot.
Yeah, woman of the year. Not even female wrestler, just woman of the year. She's just, of all the women out there, like,
what does Shawn
4 billion women.
Shawn Michaels wins the Lifetime Achievement Award. That's adorable. Anyway, so Pro Wrestling Illustrated, really cool. I was at my mom's house during the blizzard, right? And my mom goes, Raymond, you have a box there. It's been there forever. You want to take it? I said, sure, Mom. Sure. Bro, look what I had. You know I'm not a Pops guy, right?
Like a Funko Pop, you mean?
Yeah, I'm not a Funko Pop guy.
Yeah, their little black soulless Johnny Gargano eyes don't really. But wait.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's it.
How cool is that?
It would be cooler if it wasn't a pop, but you're right.
But still, cool. I found it, and it's some damage to the box. Online, I did the whole scanning gimmick where you take a picture of it and Google tells you how much they're selling it for. This exact one right here, $600.
How much?
600. This was given to me. I actually forgot who gave it to me. It was given to me. Was it Matt Schaffer? I think it was Matt Schaffer. He sent me a whole bunch of pops. And yeah, Matt Schaffer sent it to me because Aiden had given Aiden some pops. That's what it was. So anyway, that 90s Minya, that's not Minya. That's Godzilla. How dare you? Anyway, folks, ladies and gentlemen, I'm losing my voice. We're going to have to run through a lot of this show, and the vet is also dying. So we love you. We appreciate you, but we're just going to jump right into it. It is the one, the only, the two, the three count.
This is the 3 Count. With the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the vet.
So I just want to sit back really quickly, vet, and listen to you. Does it hurt when you talk?
No.
Okay, cool.
Oh, but actually, that reminds me. We got a problem.
What?
You know, the big return of Hitting the Marks last week. Every Tuesday at whatever time they do it. And so many different amazing segments that they have on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But one of those segments that they have on the show, I'm regrettably informing you, was called the 3 Count.
How?
I don't know. So I'm going to have to issue a cease and desist for all usage of the 3 Count as a segment on Hitting the Marks, and any AI generated music and images forthwith be stricken from their show going forward.
I've been doing the 3 Count since I think 2011 with Andre Corbeil when we did the Can-Am Wrestling show. And then the stupid British YouTubers that you're supposed to support, they stole it.
I see it's like an obvious thing you'd want to take. Maybe. I don't know. What should we let everybody have a 3 count and we do a Bundy 5 count?
No, I say 3 count brought to you by. They would have to say brought to you by the Next Level Wrestling Review with the vet and Big Ray. Just saying. RBV. My lawsuit will be in the mail. So just saying. And vet, if you didn't watch the show yesterday, I was telling Jimmy that we did find out what was in the box through a friend of mine that actually works for WWE. They were doing some pre-taping bullshit, some practice for the pay-per-view, and we found out that it was in fact this guy in the box. So. All right, let's jump into it. All right, I'm sorry, man. So, vet, AJ Styles I wanted to get some time to ask you about AJ Styles. Not surprisingly, it says here, multiple sources note that the AJ Styles was indeed completely in the dark on the WWE plans to have The Undertaker tell him that he's been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame at the end of the tribute show. I believe that. Because
they're not that good actors.
No. When you listen on, like I always say, when you listen on earbuds or AirPods, as I do, you can hear them. You can hear the instructions, like countdown, like, you know, you can hear the wrestlers talking. It's terrible. But I did hear AJ Styles just saying to the Undertaker, "Man, I had no idea. I had no idea." Oh, we got you right, brother. AJ Styles, vet. Where does he fall in your GOAT tier?
I don't know what that means.
Well,
what tier do I have? Like, I don't have like a, what are we measuring? Do I have to, how many Mount Rushmores do I have to do before I get to AJ Styles, or
not at all?
Is he in my top 20 all time, or what is your criteria for?
Well, do you consider him one of the greatest of all time?
Yeah.
Whether it be an in-ring competitor or like an okay. So
all around, I would say all around, yeah.
I think AJ Styles is, and hear me out, I said it yesterday, right behind Kurt Angle as the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time. I don't know if there was anybody better than Kurt Angle, and nobody probably never will be. He's my number one. Like, he's above Hogan, Flair, anyone. Kurt Angle, the greatest of all time. As a sports entertainer and as a professional wrestler, I think he did them both great. But I just want to, just your thoughts on AJ Styles, his career. You don't have to go into a whole soliloquy or whatever. Just, what do you think of AJ Styles, man? And how did you feel anything when you heard he was getting into the Hall of Fame that doesn't exist?
Yeah, I like the I'll start with that first. The moment when he found out, I kind of was like, I felt like there's so few genuine moments, and especially today, so I did find it like a little touching, the way he looked surprised and the way they sprung it on him, and with the Undertaker coming out and everything. I thought that was very nice, like actually nice, because like I
shocking.
said, everything these days feels so manufactured and phony, right?
Right.
Like, it all just seems like I'm surprised that induction wasn't sponsored by, some kind of, I don't know, chewing tobacco or something. Like,
brought to you by Bonkers.
Yeah, brought to you by Bonkers. Yeah, just so it was nice to actually have a nice moment. And now with all the debates we were having about people, what he was gonna unretire and go do some other thing, like, now he's come out there and said it, that he's done. So now he'll look like an extra asshole, because if he really planned to go somewhere else and wrestle after getting a Hall of Fame induction, which we know it's happened before, but if he does, he'll look like that much more of an asshole. So he probably less likely to do that. And I think Jimmy T's going to win a bet. So, but that being said, as far as like the whole career of AJ Styles, I think it was very remarkable that he was able to create a name for himself as like such a high profile agent, so that when he showed up in 2016, people already knew. They didn't need to be educated. Everybody was happy. It just made sense. And people that didn't know immediately found out. Like, I remember having a friend that never watched TNA or anything,
but he knew.
And when AJ Styles came in, he didn't really, like, he may have heard of AJ Styles. He didn't really know who AJ Styles was, but he immediately became one of his favorite wrestlers, because that's just how good he is. He's one of those guys that he got a lot better on the mic too in later TNA before he came over. But I would say that he's one of those guys that even if he didn't improve in that area, just watching him in the ring was enough. He's one of those people, like I say, just, with the just look at hers, like the Stephanies and Julias and stuff. And AJ was like that. You just watch his match and you get it. You don't need him to say much. So yeah, definitely one of the greatest of all time, to answer your question.
Do you agree with me when I think AJ Styles, like, I guess he got better on the microphone when he started doing the Ric Flair gimmick, when he was working a lot with Ric Flair and TNA, doing the stupid, little Ric Flair gimmick. Remember when he was coming out with the robes? That's when we kind of saw a different side of AJ Styles.
Yeah, it started out as like a comedic, goofy thing. Yeah. And then he was able to transition that into his serious stuff sounding better.
I didn't really follow the Bullet Club. What was his run like as the leader of the Bullet Club? Was it
he was
good,
only
bad?
there for a year.
But what was his run like, in your opinion? Was it
he was
a solid
on top?
run?
He was on top for that year.
I mean,
they don't do, it's mostly in New Japan. They just have matches and stuff. It's not like, they don't have like segments on TV where they have, but he had a very short run at the very top, and then he showed up at the Royal Rumble.
Who do you think should induct AJ Styles into the WWE Hall of Fame? There is a report here of who may be inducting him, but I want to know who you think should induct him. I have an idea, but what do you think?
Well, the real answer, I think, is if AJ has somebody he wants to induct, it should be that person.
Fair.
What do I think I would want to see? I don't know.
And just remember who was backstage.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some
Kazarian, Petey
backstage.
Williams, Abyss.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think Jeremy Borash would be great to induct him.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh. If not him, Frankie Kazarian. I think I would love to see maybe Christopher Daniels. Probably Christopher Daniels.
Well, Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe are both working for another company, and they're not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, apparently, the multiple reports are saying that John Cena will be the man to induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He seems to be like
he
really
definitely
respected.
defined that chapter of AJ's career.
Ooh, Jeff Jarrett? Nah.
Also working for that other company.
You know what, though? Still, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, is he working for TNA?
What if they all came over from AEW just for one night? It's just.
Well, Vet, your favorite website, Self-Made Pro. WWE said WWE wanted to do Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship, but Rhea Ripley has been in the back pocket playing. All right, so she's basically, we all know that
source. What's their source on this?
It's the guy that gives coffee.
They just make shit up, don't they?
I think
I've
so.
never heard you read one thing from them that didn't sound like something that Mark just wouldn't made up.
I think so. Yeah, they're saying that Bianca Belair was if she was going to be hurt, the mommy was always in the back pocket. But it's a shame, man. It's a shame. She's not healthy. They also say possibly Randy Orton is revealed as the guy who attacked Jacob Fatu. Aleister Black is being used like carrying Cora. Okay, this is stupid. I'm not reading this shit. Let me see. Bobby Lashley signed a 2-year deal with AEW, but it's likely the company added some injury time to it. What has he been doing? Has he been? I gotta put this over, ladies and gentlemen, because we got another super chat here. So let's ring the bell.
And what do we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Thank you, Scott Woodford. Another $2 super chat, $1.99. We know we always round up the next. I am also congested and hoarse, just so you know that. And I apologize if I seem.
And what do we got?
I seem low energy. I'm sorry about that. I was basically at my job. One of our jobs is that when the snow is coming down, we got to be outside shoveling, old school. We don't have machines. We do it old school. So I literally spent the last couple of days shoveling in the snow. and it's not fun. I'm a little fucked up from that. Anyway, Brian Alvarez says Drilistico. Oh yeah, Bobby Lashley. Is he even on AEW TV or what is he doing?
He hasn't done anything.
Oh God, this is a waste of money and talent.
So you know what that means? If Bobby's not available, that means we got to pull MVP and Shelton also.
Oof.
God forbid someone could do something by themselves without another person.
Well, at least Drilistico has been cleared by doctors, and he is now waiting for clearance, AEW, to make his return. Excited about that?
Well, I think his whole faction's also been kind of off TV lately as well.
Yo, Rocky Romero still wrestles?
Sadly.
Yeah, he just resigned with New Japan. He's still working with CMLL.
And AEW. He's part of the Don Callis family.
Vet.
That man's getting 3 checks.
I know you're a big fan of the WNBA. And
Major.
And as the talks are going on here with let me ask you just straight up, dude. If they go on strike, do you think that the WNBA is done? Over? Do you care? Does anyone care? Did you even know that the women's Olympic hockey team won a gold medal? Nobody's talking about that. Why is it
they
that
have a hockey team?
Well, yes, and they're actually
Women
pretty
play
good.
hockey?
Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty good. My question is, like, why is it that women's sports it doesn't resonate with people around the world as much? And how come WWE and other wrestling companies want to push women's wrestling, even though women's sports kind of, and it's nothing against women, I'm just saying it's just statistics, you know? I mean, the WNBA. So the first question, will anybody care about the WNBA going away?
People will pretend to care.
That's a good point.
They will pretend. But it's one of those situations where it's more about it's more about how bad it will look. It's almost like a charity, you know? Like, you ever notice how you donate to charities and the charities, it's never really enough. The charities are always going to need to be in existence. You know, you can't wipe out a disease, or you can't build enough, you know, whatever's for underprivileged children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, any charity just has to keep going no matter how much money gets donated, right? No matter how much money that you sink, the charities never end. And I think that you have to look at women's sports as that kind of a thing. No matter how much money you sink into it and how much it doesn't return, you can't just get rid of all these women in their sports. They deserve to play sports too, I guess, is the thinking.
ESPN will be replacing. I'm going to read the next 2 comments really quickly. ESPN will be replacing Sunday Night Baseball with Women's Sports Sunday this upcoming summer. It's actually true. And then the artist that's from RBV, and the artist says, without sounding too misogynistic, men consumerism drives sports, and women's sports are marginalized because they aren't viewed as a superior product. Good
point by the artist, which is also accentuated by Dan saying women don't care about women's sports enough.
Right.
Like, women don't like sports. I don't care. All you women can say, I like sports. Okay, people like Liz can say, hey, wait a minute. But Liz is different. Liz is not like a normal woman. The vast majority of women just do not care. And if they do care, they like men's sports, right? And the only reason that men would care about women's sports is when they get to perv on the women, such as like tennis or volleyball or things, you know. They look at attractive women, but a lot of the women aren't attractive enough to the men to watch them play a shitty sport shittily. So that's always going to be a problem. I mean, it's not necessarily those are not necessarily my views of like the entire situation, but I think I'm just looking at the baseline of the reality that we're in.
I don't disagree, man. Listen, I don't. the UFC almost had it, you know, because you know they had some pretty great women's fights, you know, female fights in the what do you call it, UFC and stuff like that. But once you have people like Ronda Rousey saying that she could beat any man, that she get kicked in the head, knocked out, and just I don't know, just kind of does something.
She's a fight. She's a fight. You know, a fight promoter though. You're supposed to say shit like that. You know, you could consider Angel Reese a basketball promoter by trying to say that she's a good basketball player, right?
She's the worst, bro.
So maybe if she says she's good, then you'll hate watch, and then you'll get to see her grab 10 of her own rebounds.
Yeah, let me tell you something, brother. She is. Listen, all due respect, bro. She's fucking awful. Did you hear? I know this is kind of like pop culture shit, but did you hear? Like, so they had this thing called the BAFTAs, and they had Michael B. Jordan on stage. Did you see it?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get struck by it. So anyway, long story short, Michael B. Jordan was on stage presenting, right? He was along with, I forgot the name of the other actor. Matter of fact, I could pull up the picture of what the actors are, and that way you can see this, because this is probably one of the, I don't know, this is crazy. So, come on, man. So, what's the middle actor? You've seen this guy before, right?
Yeah, Delroy Linda.
There you go. Yes. A very well-respected legend. So, this guy on the right, this Caucasian gentleman, he is he's like a representative for like this big Tourette's syndrome. Like he has Tourette's.
Okay.
So while these two guys, while Michael B. Jordan and the legend were presenting, and the room was quiet, the Tourette's guy goes, "N-word, N-word," live TV.
Really?
And people aren't giving him a pass. And some people are saying that, matter of fact, let me see. Can we play it? Hold on.
The BBC is apologizing for airing a racial slur.
No, wait, hold on. Why is this not coming through, Vet? Why is this not coming through my my gimmick here?
I could hear it, but
you can hear it, but
don't play it.
No. It's a. You got to see it though.
We don't need to.
Please.
Fine.
All right. Yes. All right. Here you go.
Right as the hammer comes in, had to be right.
During last night's broadcast of the British Academy Film Awards, also known as the BAFTAs. It happened when the stars of the movie Sinners were on stage to present an award, and that's when the Academy says an attendee with Tourette's syndrome made the outburst. We're going to play you part of the video, but you will not hear the racial slur.
See?
I am delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
N-word!
Joining us now is NBC News International.
Why?
So here's the funny part. The funny part, and it's not funny, but it's funny, is you got to give the guy a pass. He's got Tourette's. That's what he's like known for and shit. Like
he's known for having Tourette's.
Yes, he's like part of an organization. He's like one of the. He's like one of the head guys that helps people with Tourette's syndrome, and he has Tourette's. Your thoughts, Fat? What do you do?
I don't know.
Do you think he's just an undercover racist?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like I'm still not 100% sure Tourette's is a real disease, but if it is, it's not necessarily like that you just involuntarily say things that are always appropriate to the situation. Like you could see how this would be. Okay, I could see how somebody would do this on purpose, but sometimes Tourette's is not even like a verbal thing. It could be like a physical tick,
right?
Or
like a
it
tick,
could be,
like,
or you could just say whatever comes to your mind that's not have anything to do with anything else. He could have said lemon meringue pie at that moment, right? If that's real Tourette's, but kind of on the nose for this, so I question it. Yeah,
I question it too, though. One thing we can't question. We get pennies from heaven, ladies and gentlemen. The ghost of MV Hitman Mike sending us some love from above. It is a $2 super chat. So,
and what do we got over here? A cup of change. A cup of change.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
And to close this out, Vet, my wife is going crazy. Vet, she is, and thank you so much, Ghost of Envy Hitman, wherever you are, up in heaven, or maybe not. I'm joking.
Your wife is going crazy because in a couple of days,
we have a full breakdown here of Resident Evil Requiem, which is one of the biggest games that are coming out. They're getting some good reviews, Vet.
Does she know that is technically, if you have a digital pre-order,
we do.
She could play it at midnight tomorrow.
No way.
East Coast time, midnight. Yes.
Yeah, we pre-ordered it. I bought it for Christmas Eve. It's been sitting in the Xbox here. I'm gonna tell her. She's gonna go, oh no, we have guests coming over tomorrow and one staying over. No gaming for her.
I hope they like zombies.
Oh man, so again, I've asked you every single week, man, but have you heard anything good about the game? Anything bad about the game? I mean, right now the gaming world is going a little crazy because the whole shit with Xbox and
yeah, Xbox is cooked.
What exactly is going on with Xbox? And then we get into Requiem real quick before we.
Well, some industry insiders believe that that this new person that they put in charge is there to basically lay the console to rest. You know, be like the nurse, the caregiver at the end. You know, is how he's describing it, sunsetting. And I've been saying such for a few years now. And I said that, it's just Microsoft's stubbornness that's keeping it going this long. But, so that if you're going to jump ship, none of the options are great. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're a PC gamer, you're looking at prohibitively expensive parts for things like you want to talk about how much a PlayStation 5 cost when it came out. That's not even going to get you a graphics card now. So to be able to play these
now, how much is that?
Too much because of people and all their AI farming, the price of the components is going up. So now people are going to have to pay out the ass to get, the latest and greatest hardware. It's unfortunate. So that sucks if you're a PC gamer. If you're a Nintendo console gamer, things seem to be okay, but Nintendo always likes to just keep everything way more expensive than it needs to be. And PlayStation gamers are like, I like the PlayStation personally, but I still look at it as the lesser of three evils, it's convenience for me. Mm-hmm. But they've got business practices and stuff like they're just closing studios. They buy a studio and close it. I mean, Xbox is doing that too, or Microsoft is doing that too. They would buy these studios, but Sony's no better. They just closed Blue Point Studio, which they acquired a few years ago. Acquired them, put them on a project, canceled the project, and then closed the studio. Should have just never bought them in the first place, right? But these kind of things happen. So everybody kind of sucks. Gaming kind of sucks right now. Except if you get Resident Evil on the platform of your choice, because you could get it on Xbox, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, PC, and it seems to be getting very good reviews early.
Vet, will my NES and SNES still be 2026 compliant?
You may need to get a converter for your HD signal now, unless you still have a CRT television handy, in which case I would recommend hooking it up the old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm. Quick breaking news here. Sarah Rowe, this is back to wrestling real quick, confirms her retirement from pro wrestling. That, if you didn't know who this is the great Valhalla.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, well, she confirmed
She must have just confirmed it because somebody asked, are you really retired?
Yes. Well, listen. And I have to put this over gaming wise again. Again, I'm gonna listen to all you people that love sports games. do not buy MLB The Show 26. It is a waste of time. It is an absolute waste of time. But you know what isn't a waste of time, Vet? It is that we keep getting pennies from heaven.
And what do we got over here? A cup of change. A cup of change.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Another $2 super chat from our friend up in heaven, the Ghost of Envy Hitman. What is this? Centavis del Inferno.
That's Kevin Murray what that means, but
I don't know, bro. Well, Kevin Murray doesn't even speak Italian. Do you know that?
Oh.
I didn't mean to burst your bubble, folks. Tutta posta.
Anyway, grazie.
Yeah, grazie. Mille grazie. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you, brother. Now, do not buy MLB The Show 26. It is literally the same fucking show from the same game from last year. You know what I did, Vet? I took MLB 25. I lost in the fucking World Series to the Cubs with the Yankees. I waited 2 weeks. Yes, I know. Because I play.
They get another World Series?
And you know what I did? I just went onto the forum and I downloaded this year's roster. That's it. It's the same shit. It's the same game. They changed this and that here. The graphics are terrible. Vet, why? Why is it? Like, have you seen what it looks like, the game? MLB The Show 26?
We have this conversation every week.
We did. Okay. All right. I'm just so frustrated by it because you look at the Japanese, there's a game in Japan, the Japanese baseball game. I can't remember the damn name of it. It looks phenomenal. It looks beautiful. Every game, even NBA 2K26 has taken a step up graphically. Like, all these games are taking steps up graphically. And again, man, I just really wish that EA would get back into the baseball genre, man. Maybe, bring back I don't know.
Well, they're not the guys to talk about bringing something new to the table because
Madden.
Ask all the Madden fans about that.
Well, Vet, that's all we can do, brother. You have any other news before we jump into this?
No.
All right, folks. With that being said, why don't we go back to when video games were fun again, right? Why don't we go back into the time machine? We'll jump into the Pro Wrestling Reflection time machine. And Vet, before we do anything, I got to put this over because there's a lot of people in this chat right now, and we're almost 45 strong. So thank you guys for all tuning in. It's only anyway, thank you for all the new watchers. We're here live every 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is not your regular wrestling show for those that are here new. Well, we do some news, so we talk about video games.
We're not always sick either.
Right, we're not always sick. We do review NXT. That is the main event of the show. But we do a segment called Back in the Day. So we go back to this day in professional wrestling. But before we do that, I got to put over, speaking of Back in the Day, the Pro Wrestling Reflection this week, they're going to be doing a new segment, Vet. And, they take you to the movies. They do the best moments in pro wrestling movies. They do the best moments, the pro wrestling spotlight, where they spotlight like a heel turn or a professional wrestler himself. They do episodic episodes where they go back to specific wrestling episodes. They could be reviewing a wrestling challenge, an AWA. Now, they will be doing something really cool. And this is called, let me just pull it up here. I'll play the video. It's about a minute long. And this is the intro to their new show.
Professional wrestling is broken down into moments. And these moments define eras. And these eras have extremely pivotal years. The PWR discuss these pivotal, generational, and era-defining moments as they discuss this year in pro wrestling history.
And Vet, this week it's going to be 1987. So much going on there. We got Kurt Hennig, AWA champion. We got Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the UWF champion, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Andre. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. Looking forward to doing that. It should be up later today. So with that, Vet, are you excited for the yearly recaps now? I mean, they're evolving the PWR.
Can you fit all of 1987 into one show?
I bet
What
you,
a
Professor.
challenge.
I bet you, Professor and Tommy Wonder can. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back, way back to this year. I mean, this year, this day in professional wrestling history. Hit the music, folks.
Will you stop?
What you gonna do?
Boobies.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is February 25th, 1990 something. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going all the way back to 1991. That was a good year for me, man. A lot of fun. Playing basketball with my friends, going out. Beautiful summer. Had a hot little girlfriend, Rachel Perez, with the big old gimmicks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is WCW Wrestle War 1991 that took place in the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix, Arizona. The main event was the War Games, the match beyond, with Team Larry Zbyszko and the Four Horsemen. Where we got Ric Flair, Barry Windham, and Sid Vicious. They gained victory over Sting, the Steiner Brothers, and Flying Brian Pillman, and the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin. And then we also, also on top of that, the Freebirds defeated Doom, Ron Simmons, and Butch Reed to win the WCW
Yeah, right.
Tag Team Championship. Vet, we know you're a huge fan of the Fabulous Freebirds. What did you think of this rendition of Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin?
They ain't beating Doom.
What? Why not?
Have you seen Doom?
Wasn't that a good tag team? And you knew who they were.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Good times, man. Good times. Hey, 1995, Vet. We'll swing in 1995. And one of my former guests, we had him on, I think it was the Impact Rebellion. It was me and Ben Hameen. And we sat down and we chatted with the great UFC multi-champion, super fight champion, Dan the Beast Severin. He defeated Chris Candido in Egler, Kentucky to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He would retain the title for over 4 years. Vet, if Dan the Beast Severin was around today, would he be the Gunther of professional wrestling?
No.
And why not?
Well, Dan the B7 is kind of his own thing. He's like the, when you think of like a man's man, kind of whatever your stereotype of an American manly man is, it has to be Dan Severn at some point. Like some sort of image of this mustachioed person in a gray t-shirt or whatever will pop into your head. You would just, this gimmick that William Regal had definitely would have been given to Dan Severn. Not that William Regal's not a man, but he's very much a man. But yeah, I think that's a little different than the sort of like the evil final boss dictator type character.
Let me tell you, Vet. I mean, speaking with him and having conversations, and now we do follow each other on Facebook. He's such a soft-spoken gentleman.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Oh my God, so fucking nice. But I think he can grab your wrist and pull your arm out of its socket right now at his age.
Yeah. Through the internet.
Oof, scary. You know what else is scary? 1997, Vet. WWE taped the full episode of Raw at the Manhattan Center in New York City.
Hey, wait, before we get to whatever you're about to say, when 1997 also when didn't Dan Severn kind of show up in WWF around then too?
He did. So we're going to discuss that because right here, ECW invaded the show. What was this? Let me see. Am I doing this? Oh, no, I'm mixing two things up. Let me see. The Legion of Doom made their surprise return to WWF after SummerSlam 1992. This is in 1997. And in addition, ECW invaded the show for further ECW. What was it? For further ECW versus Jerry Lynn angle was promoted for the pay-per-view Barely Legal. The show featured ECW matches. Tommy Dreamer defeated D'Lo Brown. Taz beat Mikey Whipwreck. Stevie Richards, the great Stevie Richards, beat Little Guido. And then we had people like Paul Heyman, Saturn, blah, blah, blah. Vet, when you saw ECW invade the WWE, Bill Alfonso, the Sandman, Bubba Ray Dudley, Nova, Blue Meanie, what were your thoughts back then as a young man?
Who the fuck are these assholes?
No, were you really? You didn't know who they were?
No, I knew. They had already sort of. This is like the post invasion, like the time when Sandman showed up and spit beer on Savio Vega or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this was more like the authorized invasion of ECW to Raw. And at that time, I'd seen ECW in some of the magazines and stuff, but I wasn't able to watch it very much. It was almost impossible even for people in New York to watch it, from what I hear. Everybody had to jump through hoops to be able to watch these things. So I couldn't watch it as much, but I definitely saw these characters in the magazines, and so I thought it was cool, like that the WWF was doing something different.
Magazines,
yeah, something like that.
Cody Rhodes,
the Apter mags.
Oh, I love Bill Apter. Oh, he's getting old, man. Show some love to Bill Apter, ladies and gentlemen, on social media, and tell him I sent you. I'm gonna read this because we only have like two other quick little things here. There was a World Wrestling All Stars presented their first pay-per-view. This was one of those companies that after WWE bought WCW, like you started getting all these pop-up, big organizations and shit, like the AWF and those other shit. And the main event saw Jeff Jarrett retain the WWA Championship against Brian Christopher.
Was this promotion headquartered in Memphis, perhaps?
It was in Vegas. Las Vegas. Oh. Hey, we had Eddie Guerrero. He beat Psychosis and Juventud Guerrero to win the Cruiserweight Championship, the WWA. Let's go to 2003. On a Raw from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Booker T eliminated The Rock in a 20-man battle royal to win an opportunity to face Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Vet, I remember this. I think this was the infamous Triple H cutting the racist promo. Vet, I want you to tell us why Triple H is not a racist.
Well, he's working.
Oh.
He's getting some heat.
Was he?
I don't know. Triple H is I feel that Triple H could be probably accused of the same baseline level of racism that most white people have.
Yeah.
I don't think he's overtly racist. I don't think he's an actual racist. I think he did what he thought was necessary to help get Booker T over, even though Booker T wasn't going over, and that's as far as I took it. So.
Oh, hold on. We're getting some corrections here. WWA, this is Jimmy T from the PWC, yeah. WWE was an Australian promotion, not an American promotion, LOL. The first pay-per-view was held in Australia, but this one was in Las Vegas, Jimmy.
I'm sure there were lots of things that were at the WWA, so who knows? It's hard to keep track. Like you said, a lot of pop-up promotions, but anyway, that's just my take on it. But I haven't heard any other stories. I can definitely tell you that I've heard stories about some people that associate with Triple H around that time that may not have cared for black people very much, but I never heard any stories about Triple H himself from those same people. So he was probably just guilty by association.
Hold on, I'm getting anyway. I apologize. I got a text from my wife. She always tends to text me at the wrong time, so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. You were saying guilt by association, racist by association, people that he was
Yeah, I know.
associated
Like
with.
I'm basically saying from the people that personally that I know that have given me inside stories about who's racist in wrestling. Never said anything about Triple H, but they have said other things about other people. So,
Sure. The ghost of Envy Hitman says Hulkster just told me he was the Aussie headliner brother. Anyway, and Charles the Hammer Evans says good old boy. So, we know what that means. So 2011, by the way of press release, WWE announced they have signed arguably the biggest non-American wrestling star in the world. And Vet, the world of professional wrestling, the landscape of professional wrestling changed when the WWE signed the great Sin Cara from AAA Wrestling. Vet, where were you the first time when Sin Cara hit the trampoline and fell over the top rope instead of doing his little gimmick flip? And what did you think?
I don't remember where I was the first time, because the first time I saw it, he did it. Okay. There may have been a couple here and there that he didn't make. Yeah, it was strange. Well, that, funny enough, for a racist, I do believe Triple H pushed to hire him.
He pushed a lot of African American wrestlers and Spanish wrestlers.
Triple H had like his eye on the entire planet when he started looking for people like as that part of his job description. He really took that seriously as like a global effort. Anybody but Sin Cara was early because Triple H was still pretty active then.
He was.
So yeah, that I think that was a Triple H thing, but it didn't end up working out. Partially maybe due to the guy himself, and also because, they didn't, when someone comes in and they're a little bit of a diva, the WWE hates that. The WWE hates anything you do. They hate if you're polite. They hate if you're stuck up. They hate whatever you do. If you're not part of the good old boy network, like Charles said, they hate you. So they weren't going to work with him to help him succeed. It was just going to be like, all right, well, we're just going to half-ass this and then bury him or whatever. But of course, if you didn't know, I mean, if we're talking about original Sin Cara, you're talking about Mystico, which is the 2025 Wrestler of the Year as voted by the Observer readers. So
wait, what?
Yeah. Superstar of the Year, according to the Wrestling Observer Awards. No. Wrestling Observer. That's not an Observer. That's a Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
But
maybe you could see his ranking there in that issue. John Cena?
Comeback of the year.
John Cena?
All right, and finally, we have our last little note of this year in professional wrestling history. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. This is one of the things in wrestling I absolutely miss. And I think now it is gone all over the world. What am I talking about, folks? Vet, in 2014, the wrestling media landscape was changed forever when the WWE Network was launched. Initially available only in the United States of America, the on-demand service, which famously cost $9.99 per month, featured the biggest and best pro wrestling program archive in wrestling history, or in history, period, including every single WWE, WCW, ECW pay-per-view. Also, all episodes of Raw, SmackDown, Nitro, thousands of other shows. It also showed every new WWE live PPV, or pay-per-view, now PLE, as soon as it became the WWE Network, Vet. It was perfect. And we can, and as wrestling fans, or just people in general, Vet, you ever heard the term, we can never have nice things? Do you remember what happened when WWE Network went from $9.99 to like $11.99? What happened, Vet?
Not specifically what you're referring to. I don't remember, but
people complained.
Yeah.
$9.99. You got everything. It was perfect. They had little tabs. You want WCW? Boop. You want to watch a pay-per-view? Boop. You want to watch a specific match? Type the name. Sin Cara.
It even featured Chris Benoit. But
What?
the other thing is, I mean, you didn't even have to wait for a price increase for people. It's not about the complaining. It's just about people will always want shit for free, and then they'll talk about how everybody else is greedy. Because if more people had signed up at $9.99, they wouldn't have had to raise the price. But what they would do is, how many people ask you for your network password, Ray?
Oh boy, I had like 20 people.
Right. So that right there, just from you, would have been what, like $200 a year, just because of you, that they could have made if each one of those people was, So that's the thing. That's the real reason that it didn't succeed. It's not any other reason other than internet piracy is just generationally bred into most people of a certain age now.
Everybody just complains, man. They're never just happy with what they have. It's like, it's almost like a relationship. You have a wonderful spouse, a wonderful boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband or wife, somebody who's you find attractive and who you love and who loves you back, and then you cheat on them because it's just not good enough. You motherfuckers, you pieces of shit. Fuck you all who cheat. Fuck you all who destroyed the WWE Network. And a fuck you and a happy birthday to the one and the only Corey Graves, vet. Go online right now. Tell him the Next Level Wrestling Review sent you. Corey Graves, very good friends with the vet. Right, vet? Weren't you in the gimmick with him back in the day?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm just making that up. And ladies and gentlemen, that was this day in professional wrestling history. Happy birthday, Corey Graves, born in 1984. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some NXT.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, wave your hands from side to side. It is NXT, February 24th, 2026. Vet, we have 5, count them all, 5, the 5 count, brought to you by This Week in WWE, the 5 count. They can't do the 3 count. Ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT, 5 championship matches. So much to discuss. Big title changes. Stay tuned, folks, as we break down this week's NXT. Vet, do you want me to do the what do you call it? Read the notes off, or you feel up to it? You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, so let's do this, brother.
All right. So
4 title matches. I'm sorry, 4 title matches.
I was gonna say I must have snuck an extra title in there when maybe I was in a fever dream or.
Do you have a
haze
fever?
of some
You don't
kind.
have a fever, do you?
I got a fever, and the only prescription is less
more.
NXT.
Oh, well, you say more cowbell.
Yeah, that's not gonna help. So Robert Stone is gonna billboard the show from up in the Crow's Nest area, and we're starting out with Swipe Right versus DarkState.
Dark, so dark.
Reptilian Britt Baker is warming up backstage. These guys have a match. It starts out the way you'd expect, with these 2 skinny guys getting their asses kicked, and then
A lot.
yeah, and then finally, here comes Jackson Drake, and the rest of DarkState gets wrapped up with him, and while they're all distracted, here comes Tony D'Angelo, plants Saquon on the apron and rolls
Hardest
him
part
in,
of the
and
ring, Vet. Hardest part.
part of the ring, so I hear. And your new NXT Tag Team Champions, these guys.
So, watching this match, folks, it was exactly the way I would have booked this match if I was a booker. If you didn't watch it, you have these two little young guys just literally bouncing off their opponents because their opponents were so big and strong. And I thought they booked it really well. The only time, and this was like a 70-30 match, maybe not even that. I mean, the DarkState was just too strong, too powerful. The only person that did take heat was Saquon Shugars. I think this was excellently done. Whenever the big guy got in the ring, Osiris, right? I think is his name, Osiris, when he got in the ring, these kids couldn't do anything to him. So I wondered, how the hell, because I had a feeling these kids were going to go over it, and I forgot about Tony D'Angelo saying that he was going to take everything. He's going to take cowbells. He's going to take everything from DarkState. This was, I quite enjoyed this match. I liked the psychology of the booking behind the match. I don't know who did it. I think they did a great job. And with that being said, Vet, I love Swipe Right as your shit, your chicken shit heel tag team. They shouldn't be tag team champions. Too small, too young. But they're going to hold on to those belts for a while, I think. And they're going to be very annoying in a good way. Your thoughts?
Well, Dan is swiping left on Swipe Right. Apparently.
What? Why would you do that?
Oh, she was like, yeah, I would agree with your assessment that the match layout was exactly what it needed to be, because you knew they wanted to put the belts on these kids, but they had to do it in a way that makes sense. Now, if this was, say, DIY, they would have just had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa just beat the shit out of both these guys.
The big guy. No, the big guy would have taken the heat.
Yeah, he would have took a clothesline from Tommaso and all this other stuff. So, it just goes to show you that there is some hope for the younger generation to actually understand
excuse me,
psychology and heat and other stuff.
Do you think these kids get
it? It's a sort of an awkward thing because of the double heel nature of the match, but it allows you to sort of play with some dynamics there and have some fun. It's a good learning experience.
Do you think these kids get it? The three? I like them a lot.
I kind of have to say that they get it. Also, though, Saquon, we know he gets it.
Oh, he's great. He's phenomenal.
He clearly engineered like a lot of this, but I've also seen these guys do this in their other matches as well that didn't have Saquon in it. So I can't give him the credit for those unless he's just agenting all their matches too. But they got something. So we would have to do some research and find out like who trained them.
I will look into that.
That may give us some answers. Cause like I said, Saquon Shugars was trained by George South. So that immediately makes a lot of things make sense. So your new tag team champions.
Usually I can find that really quickly.
Should be on the Wikipedia page.
I'm looking. I'm actually.
Are they not over enough to have a Wikipedia?
No, they have a what do you call it? Shit. They have a what do you call it?
They have a cage match.
Yeah. I can't see the. Hey, Chat, can you do me a favor? Anyone who has a phone on them or a laptop, can you look up to see who trained Swipe Right and just throw it in the chat, and then whatever we're talking about, we'll just stop and we'll just then we can ask Vet if he's a good trainer or not, or they're good trainers or not. Okay.
So Sarah Schreiber's with Myles, and he cuts a promo where he talks about making his own destiny or whatever he said. It was he did a good promo, but it was just some generic stuff, so you didn't really miss anything if you didn't see it. Keanu Carver's entrance, and then he takes on Sean Legacy. And by take on, I mean throw him all over the place.
I was like, I think because aren't they like? Isn't Sean Legacy like a little golden boy type? You know, Paul Roma.
Paul Roma. What?
Yeah. Paul Roma with a big O. Or was it Paul Roma? It's Paul Roma, right? It's got to be Paul Roma. Yeah, it's Paul Roma. Paul Roma trained them. Matt Bloom and HBK.
Yeah. Brad,
So now your thoughts, Vet. Your thoughts on the great Paul Roma.
Well, I guess Paul Roma's underrated. But he's definitely an old school. He's definitely an old school guy, a former horseman. So,
If you don't mind me reading this, Vet, it says Baylor started his wrestling career in the independent circuit 2021, 2022, and was trained by Paul Roma. In 2023, Baylor formed the tag team with Ricky Smokes and Swipe Right. So,
yeah, he's the guy that I've seen. You know, I mean, even before I seen him in singles matches on Evolve or whatever. So, yeah, that makes sense.
all right, cool,
Ricky
man.
Smokes, I'm not sure.
Paul Roma. Look at that. Who would have thought?
But anyway, so Sean Legacy's kind of like, I don't know, he seems like, I don't know if he's a golden boy, but I think they look at him as somebody that it looks good if you can beat him, maybe.
He's who did I say that he reminded me of last week? Fuck, he was in the WWE. Evan Bourne. Kind of got like an Evan Bourne feel about him. This is a good win for Keanu Carver. Like I thought it was a dominant win. I like the way they booked it, and again, he's beating an up and coming kind of like golden boy type wrestler. He beat him clean. The NXT announcers, Booker T and Skinny Jones, I like that they were like, look, you know, this guy's simple. You know, he's easy. He doesn't have to do much, but what he does is powerful. They were putting him over like he's basic, he's simple, but I like that. Like I think it fits his character. He doesn't. What does he need to do? He needs to beat you the fuck up. And I like his gear. I like the way he looks with his hands taped and kind of like the Muay Thai shorts and stuff like that. I mean, I need to know what you think, man. I mean, you've seen him a couple of times. Do you see an upside to him? Do you like him? Do you think, what would you tweak if you were backstage and you were kind of being that veteran?
I wouldn't change much right now. I think everything's fine for now. I just need, I don't know. I don't know where if they have a further vision, or if they just see him as like, well, we got one Obafemi moved up. Now let's work on the next one. Because it's not like he's exactly the same, but this is kind of how Obafemi started. So this guy just doesn't have the Nigerian gimmick. That's all. And we'll see if he ends up becoming the difference is that, while Obafemi is arrogant, this guy seems antisocial. So that's the difference in the characters, I guess. They want this guy to be like Mike Tyson.
Is it racist? Is he the angry black man? I'm asking seriously. I know it sounds like a joke.
I don't think it's just that a black man's angry. I think it's just that I think they see a Mike Tyson-ish character. Even looking at the shorts, kind of looks like that.
Yes. I don't know why I didn't see that. Yes, Mike Tyson. And by the way,
we're talking about young Mike from the streets before, when Customato got a hold of him,
By the way, I do like Zarya as well. I think she's gorgeous, my friend. So yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
So anyway, more on that later. We'll keep an eye on Carver. His name is still stupid. That's the worst part about him, I guess.
Would you just call him?
It's usually
Keanu?
the name is the worst part of all the NXT wrestlers. I feel.
If you took one of his two names, would you just call him Keanu or just? I like just Carver.
Carver. Well, I just wouldn't give him
K.
such an obviously fake name. That's just what I wouldn't do.
All right.
Doesn't really matter. It's not like a question of which one do you keep. It's like I wouldn't do this at all. But
what's his? Do you know his real name? Because I bet you his real name is way better than his.
Probably something way better than Keanu Carver.
Let me see. Keanu Carver. Let me see what his real name is, folks. Well, you can.
Well,
I'll look it up right now.
Ren QCC was interrupted by Kalani Jordan, and she is back to being awful because she's talking. We had a good couple week run there. We had a good couple week run there where Kalani Jordan was not talking, and then this week she went back to talking. So
his name
do
is.
we have that name?
Kevin Isaiah Robertson.
Man, so normal. I could see that in big lights on the marquee.
How about Kevin Isaiah? Or just Isaiah?
If his name is Kevin Robertson, just
Kevin Robertson. It seems too plain Jane, though.
Let him be that.
I'm not. I don't hate Keanu Carver, though. I don't know. That's just me.
I hate every NXT name.
It's very.
So anyway, Kalani Jordan's in here being awful, and then Lola Vice comes in and starts a fight. But who cares about that? Because we got to cut to now. See, this is actually the opposite. What I normally say is usually in the ring they're out there, and then they start a brawl in the ring and a pull apart, and then they cut backstage to just some people hanging out in the kitchen or whatever, and it doesn't make sense. But this one, I could understand you would cut away from a brawl in the backstage because you have a scheduled match that's trying to start. So you have to cut away. Like, nope, sorry. I know this is exciting, but we got to cut to this match. We have a scheduled match. So that makes more sense to do it this way. And it's Jasper Troy. So as much as you don't want to cut away from Lola Vice to go to Jasper Troy, I understand we have to go to Jasper Troy.
Where do these referees all come from? Are they just all literally in catering?
They're standing just off camera, waiting for if anybody gets out of line, they're just going to jump in.
They jumped in too quick.
Yep.
I know it bothered me a little bit. It's so listen, we all know it's staged, but give it like 5 seconds. Let the girls like throw each other around 5 seconds before the referees. All right, break it up. All right, you go out. What are you doing here? Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. What are you doing? Back it off.
Back it off. That's a famous one.
All right, so it's Jasper versus Eli versus Elio in a 7-minute speed championship 3-way. And I wrote down Elio, more like Steelio, because he comes up with the speed championship after
what a heel.
Yeah, after Eli hits a gimmick and puts Jasper Troy down, and then he hits a gimmick and gets rid of, before Eli can capitalize on his move, Elio has already won the championship with his baggy mask.
So basically, folks that didn't watch the match, there was a lot going on in a very short period of time. Too much to keep up with at times. But with that being said, I think that kid, Eli Knight,
Yeah!
he's very talented. This kid is very good. Again, much like Keanu Carver, we have Javon Evans at home. You know what I'm saying? I love that moonsault. I love the finish. I love the fact that the kid hits the finish on the monster. But again, Vet, does it now? This is the question I was going to ask you. It doesn't necessarily. Remember how we said that it buries this guy, the champ. It buries him if he loses to anybody in 3 minutes. Technically, it took 2 guys 7 minutes to beat him. So,
but if you divide that 7 minutes by 2 guys, and you're actually dividing it by 3 guys, that's still under 3 minutes that he lost.
I listen. I don't get your Steiner math, but I get where you're going with it. But I think he
had a 4 2/3 chance of losing this match.
Well, what I'm saying is that I think it kind of protects him because he had to beat 2 guys, I mean, an average wrestling match is what? 5, 7, 5, 10, 7 minutes, right? 7 minutes? That's
Depends what show you're watching now.
But it should be, right? Like most house shows and stuff, wrestling match, 5, 7 minutes. I think it protects him. And he loses. And I like the way he lost.
Topes lose. You could try to justify Jasper Troy's loss any way that you want, but I mean, how long was he even the speed champion?
A couple months.
Right, which is
2 months.
in the space of wrestling time is like a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I know.
They established nothing. They've done nothing. Jasper Troy has done nothing. They've done nothing for him. He just carries a chain. That's it. That's all we know about this guy. That's all we could tell anybody about him.
I have an idea. Get him a theme song, right? Where people can clap along or dance along, right? Keep the chain, but turn it into like a dog collar, right? I can even see him dancing on the rope, grabbing the top rope, doing, I don't know what, maybe.
Inviting kids into the ring to also
Yeah,
dance. Like,
yes.
he gets like a whole makeover of personality. Like, he's no longer an angry heel, which is, wait a minute, this guy was already Keanu Carver before Keanu Carver came in. I just realized that.
Yeah, but what would we call him? Something like have the kids like the dog pound or something. I don't know, man. I don't think WWE's ever
Let's
done
forget
anything
about
like
that.
All
Let's ask a more realistic question.
Okay.
Since we talk about Eli Knight and then we talk about the
Yeah.
other guy that almost sounds like that. Yeah. Can we just, for WrestleMania, can we just have LA Knight win the chamber and then go to WrestleMania, beat Drew McIntyre?
Please.
What else could you do besides that? Could
Bro.
you not do anything better than that? Name one thing you could do better than that. Just get it out of the way. You could take the belt off him as soon as you want. You know you don't want him to have it. I get it. Triple H doesn't like him, but just for the moment. You always talk about these moments, guys. The WrestleMania moment. How good would that be? Ticket sales are not as good as you want. If you tell people that LA Knight's going to challenge for that championship, I don't see a better business move that you could do. Am I crazy?
No, you're not. That's against Drew McIntyre, correct?
I assume. Yeah.
The only other it would have, bro, you're right. You're 99.9% right when it comes to that. I think the one little percentage I would accept would have to be Javon Evans, like as a shocker. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah,
Javon?
but I don't want to do that because I don't want I don't want to burn out the candle too fast.
No, I hear you.
People are still getting used to him and enjoying him right now, but LA Knight is at a point where they're like sick and tired now. So you gotta like move on that.
You gotta give him that. Imagine they fuck. Oh my God, Vet. Imagine. You know what I'm about to say, right?
They fuck him at WrestleMania and have him lose like they did with Cody that time.
Nah, bro. They fucking give it to Jey Uso again.
Oh, they're not gonna do that.
Oh my God, Vet. They're gonna do it. They're gonna fucking do it, bro. Jey Uso's gonna win this thing. Oh
He ain't
no.
gonna win that.
You
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
All right, let's come back
He's
next
got a
week,
tag
folks.
team championship to defend. That's what he can worry about at Las Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't
All right.
supposed to win that match, by the way. Oh. So it is confirmed that fucking fat boy from Australia fucking ripped his bicep, dude. You have any thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I said the same thing on
I didn't get the chance to watch. What'd you Impact Attack or was it Direct?
Yeah, I think I said it, but it was just like we've already seen him get injured in two different ways now. One is something that's obviously stupid, that sometimes people don't get injured doing stupid things, but he did with that War Games or whatever with the table and stuff. And that was like, yeah, okay. But then this, this is just one of those freak accidents that goes to show you could get hurt doing anything. So
I don't even know where he got hurt.
Yeah, it wasn't anything he did. That was probably going to happen whatever the next thing he did was.
And by the way, we're talking about Bronson Reed, folks. I mean, the guy apparently, some people were saying it was a shoulder. some people say it was his bicep. From what I heard, he ripped his bicep. So,
Yeah, I couldn't see how it would have been a shoulder injury.
Oh, it is confirmed here, a distal bicep tear. So that's about a 6 to 8 week recovery, if I'm correct. I don't know offhand. I know if I've torn a muscle before, so a calf muscle. Man, that group is cursed, vet. I believe it. I believe that group is cursed, man. That sucks, bro. Anyway, I'm sorry. That sucks.
All right. Well, speaking of injuries, Ethan Page is in the trainer's room getting his ankle looked at, and Ricky Saints is there talking to him, and they're just hanging out and having a good time. And the best part of this, I don't know if they meant it to be like this. They could have, but I'll give them the credit. But the funniest part is, so Ethan Page is sitting there with the trainer looking at his leg, and then Vanity Project comes in, and they're like, "Get out of here." Like, they shoo off the doctor, like, "Get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here, move. It's like, he's just like, And Ethan Page is like fine with it. Like, he doesn't even, he's like, he wasn't doing anything anyway. Like, there's no, so I thought that was kind of funny.
They're awesome, dude. I'm telling you, Vanity Project, get it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened. We get a chronicle of Joe Hendry telling his entire life story up till now, which,
They do that now that he's the champion. They didn't do
now
that when he came into the.
Please care now. After we buried him too. Don't forget that we buried him first.
Why do they do that? I don't understand.
They're really bad at this.
Jesus.
Zarisol and Fatal Influence are both walking. Then we get a Damian Priest origin story.
Right.
Just throw that in here. Remember when this guy was the thing?
Why? A lot of stories told today.
Remember, guys, always kick out.
It's never been the same, right, Vet?
Never has been the same from that moment on. So DarkState's walking in the back, and Lola Vice walks by and basically tells them to get lost. She said something like, she said what she said so fast I couldn't even understand what she was saying. But
she just said, "I have business to attend to with a Stone." Where's Mr. Stone?
But it was something to the effect of like, "Nobody cares about you anyway," or some shit like that. I don't know what it was, but
I don't know.
Something like that.
I did notice all four guys looked directly to her ass when she walked by.
I'm gonna bring something up about that later.
Sure.
Anyway, she goes into Robert Stone's office and demands an underground match with Kalani Jordan.
She's undefeated, Vet.
That's right.
Undefeated underground.
And then we get to our third championship match of the evening, which is Soul Ruca versus Reptilian Britt Baker, but it never really happened because Zarya attacks before the bell and Jayne finishes it after the bell.
Brilliant.
So,
brilliant.
Your winner and still. But the story is that Zarya, she carried her friend to the ring. Everything was fine. We were hugging and everything was great. And then, boom, dropped her. Hit her with the Brock Lesnar.
She beat the shit. Yeah, big F5, man. F5. Just like the 5 count. She beat a 5 count, remember?
5 count.
Yeah, man, Zarya she finally fucking had enough. And this is one of the rare occasions, Vet. And the fans were, the people at the Performance Center, the fans there, it seemed like they were very much behind Zarya. They were cheering, Zarya.
Damn.
Brother, I found myself as a wrestling fan also in support of Zarya. I think, So Ruca wasn't really a good friend. I'm being genuine with you, man. I mean, if we're talking about storyline-wise, So Ruca's kind of a dick.
Well, sometimes people think that, us laid-back surfer types are dicks just because we're just laid back. It may seem like we're just nonchalant and we don't have feelings or stuff like that, but it's just part of being out here on this coast. I don't know what it does to us. It's just I'm a human. I have feelings, but
when you drive, how many people honk at each other? Like, hurry up. Do they do that at all?
No.
You motherfucker, I wish.
Too laid back.
I wonder what that's like. Anyway.
I know in New York you'll honk at a parked car, but
dude, literally the light hasn't turned green yet, and I've been honked. Oh, I fucking hate it.
not to be confused with Hank and Tank.
Honk honk.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I'm now that Zarya has turned, I'm immediately less interested because I liked it much better and I thought it was much hotter when they were like all up on each other. What?
Oh no, I did find it hot that they were up on it. Like I was waiting for her.
Now it's just every wrestling angle ever. So no more uniqueness. It's kind of like when the Cubs don't win a World Series for over 100 years. And then everybody thinks that they want to see that. And then they see it and they're like, oh, damn. Now the only way the Cubs are ever going to win a World Series again is in MLB The Show against Ray.
Oh, you motherfucker. Are you mocking me? I was about to say, are you mocking me? Listen, I'm not the asshole that resets the game, okay? And they beat me in 6.
All 7 games.
No, they beat me in 6, motherfuckers. Fuck. Yo, matter of fact, one of the games I had, who was it? Who did I bought? I bought in the closer, Bednar, right? Bro, 2 outs, bro. This dude, I walk somebody. Fuck. As soon as I walk somebody, they have like the first pitch was a fastball up. Fucking whoever the fuck was from the Cubs hit a shot. And then I couldn't score in the bottom of the 9th. Fucking shit.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, and a base running error on my part.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because I had Volpe on first, and I did a hit and run, but I didn't release the button in time. So he got thrown out at fucking second base, and it was all downhill from there. Anyway, what are you talking about? This is Zarya, yes.
We're getting ready to talk about Dark Pax.
Dark Pax. Oh, she's a little snack, brother.
She's in the people, and she's cutting a promo for the people. But I was watching the people because what you were saying about Lola Vice, as she's getting up and walking.
Those nerds, that's the closest they ever came to an ass like that, brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially that dude with the beard. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Well, there was a few of them.
It was Bobo. Bobo was there.
It was Bobo. Okay.
Or maybe it was Paul, a.k.a. the shooter.
So anyway, Izzy Dame tries to get at her through the people. And then it's like up to the people to break it up. I saw like the fans being like, hey. I mean, I'm sure they were plants, but still, they start to scuffle, but then the lights go out and Blake Monroe's 2K26 entrance puts a stop to everything.
Did that not fuck with your head for a second?
Yeah, I was like, what is it? Oh, okay.
What are we looking at here?
And that's why video games will never look real. Because you can still it may have took you a second, but that second was all it took.
Yeah, it was for those that didn't watch it, instead of her actual entrance was she standing in front of the mirror going, "Mwah," it was the 2K video game of that. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, what is this? I thought it was like a glitch. I thought actually my I thought my phone was going into low res or something like that. And then I realized it was a 2K thing.
Data saving mode.
So weird.
All right. Well, anyway, it's Blake Monroe versus Thea in the speed tournament.
Why?
I don't know. It was their turn. And then Miss Parker did the ATM drive-by, and then Thea Hale did a neck breaker drive-by. Shout outs to JTG, and Thea Hale moves on. So I guess she's just got. Now, did you like? It was a very short match because it's a speed match, but did you like the part where Thea was gonna go do the trust fall thing, and Blake Monroe was like, no.
Yes. My favorite part was when who was it interfered? Jada Parker, when she came out. I said, man, how can somebody wearing bad pants so baggy make her ass look so big? She fine.
Miss Parker.
She fine.
So Thea Hale moves on. Is she the right choice to go all the way and win the Speed Championship? Okay.
Absolutely.
Now the next match was not a speed match, but it was racing against people's attention spans. And that is Chase U's Civil War of Kale Dixon versus Uriah Connors. Now, first of all, sorry, Ray, I'm taking this one. First of all, what were we talking about names earlier?
Oh yeah, that they all sound.
Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors will never be marquee names.
Nope.
I'm just watching these guys in this match, like, and the only thing I could write down on my notes was it's never going to happen.
No. But they were trying.
I mean, it was bad though. It was bad in many, many different ways.
Tell me, how was it bad?
Even from just the aspect of, could Uriah Connors do anything without looking like he was slipping on a banana peel? It looked like he literally slipped like 3 times during this, like where his foot like skidded on the mat when he was going to do something, like he almost fell. Just that alone was weird. But hey, those things happen. But then it was also just there was no awareness of how what they were doing was not working, so they couldn't adjust anything. And I understand you have your pre-planned bullshit and you're not going to deviate from that, because the way they shoot the TV, they expect you to be a certain place for certain things, and you're not going to get to go off script really, unless, you know, things go so bad you have no choice and you just have to apologize later. But these guys have no, it really does seem like a paint by numbers, like they were given the paint by numbers thing, and then they still painted outside the lines because they just aren't that good at painting. You have another, you know, Uriah wins the match, but here you have, and this is, you know, Finley's son, mind you, which you could have fooled me, but he's another no physique guy using a knee as a finish.
Well, he does pull down the knee pad though.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Listen, I'm going to be straightforward with you, brother. I was pretty much making a thumbnail during this shit. I know they were trying, like you said, Vet, and unfortunately I didn't see the slips. You know why I didn't see the slips? Because it totally didn't get my attention at all. And I'm not trying to disparage these two guys. I'm sure they're working hard. I'm sure they're trying. Hey, they're there. They're wrestling on TV. A lot of people don't have that opportunity. With that being said, this was just, yeah, you see, knee spots are overdone. I agree with you, Charles the Hammer Evans. I had no interest in this match at all whatsoever. Like, everything else has been pretty good. Like, I enjoyed everything up to this point. And this kind of just like sucked the air out of the room for me here in my house while I was watching the rest of this show. So,
well, apparently they agreed with you there at the Performance Center, because they weren't reacting to much of this either.
Nobody cared.
And on top of all that, okay, so even if you want to take off the blame of the 2 individual guys, whoever you had laying this out, you had 4 extra people at ringside that were not used. You had Pillman Jr., you had Ariana, you had Stax, and you had Andre Chase on the floor. None of them did a motherfucking thing this whole match. No interference, no nothing. They just stood there. So, you know, you could have read the room when you were putting this shit together and be like, you know, I think people might not care about this match. So let's get some shenanigans involved, so that way we at least build up some storyline heat or something that we could use for next week for maybe some people that someone might care about.
No.
But no, they didn't even do that. Everybody just stood, all the heels and babyface just stood flat-footed at ringside and just watched. Truly embarrassing. And there's people that get paid money to do this. Zarya wants her title shot next week.
Why not? Again, bro, I find myself like, dude, I find myself sitting there like, I don't disagree with her. You know what? Fuck it. I hope they put the belt on this girl, Zarya. I do.
That would be good.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like, look what I could have done all along if I had just been concentrating on myself.
Perfect.
And then if you want to do the soul Ruca thing where it's like, well, now if you want this championship, you got to get it from me.
I like that. And I think that's what they should go with it. I think this girl should win the title next week. Listen, Jacy Jayne, what else is she going to do on that? And that they need to push her up to the main roster. I think her time has come, you know, whether she fails or whether she gets released. But speaking of released, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the lovely Elizabeth just released $5.
And what we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
Oh, Shuggy Duggy Quack Quack.
Yo, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for you know, hitting us up with the super chats, man. It is very much appreciated. Not just the, you know, the monetary shit, but just you guys commenting, being here every single week. We had a lot of people watching. We're almost done with the show here. The review is almost done. But I just wanted to, again, thank you guys. Just trust me when I say we do not underappreciate you at all. So thank you guys so much. Go ahead, Vet Buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, also, that reminded me, Booker T, I hear, is added into the commentary team for 2K26. So if you haven't secured your copy yet, maybe that will push you over the edge. You can hear Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're in the NXT arena, I guess.
Ooh, do we get when they do the oh wait.
You know, being someone that's not played the game for several years, I don't even know if they bother to try to sync up signature calls to certain moves or if it's just lazy BS. Absolute Vanity.
Ooh.
That's something you could call Ricky Starks with the Vanity Project, right? And
Absolute Vanity.
Yeah, they're hanging out. And then here come the Honks and Shiloh. Honks, Hill Honks. The Hill Honks.
The Hill Honks.
Yeah, apparently they took apart somebody's car. They didn't say whose, but
one of the Vanity projects.
I don't know if they're all like in on a car or if it's like a rental car.
I was about to say, is it a rental?
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, so yeah, they pulled apart the car, so now there's gonna be a pull apart in the locker room yet again. How many pull aparts are we up to on this show?
4.
5.
5.
More pull aparts or championship matches on this episode?
5, 4. Oh, I think we're equal right now. So 4 championship matches, 4 pull aparts, sir.
All right.
There you go.
Progressive Insurance presents Myles Borne. Now, in keeping with the themes of an insurance company sponsoring a wrestler that does something that is not very insurance friendly, they show at the end of this, if you remember, of course, Myles Borne put Ethan Page's leg in that chair and Pillmanized it. Not very babyface like, but he did what he had to do, and the insurance company said, you know what? We respect that.
I did what I had to do.
Ethan Page makes his entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Stone and Sarah are backstage, and Robert is letting her know all the matches that he's been making for next week. And then Izzy Dame comes in and says, I'll sit down with Paxson for her stupid interview as long as she doesn't touch me. So he's like, well, I'd love to make you that promise, but it's Paxson Tately we're talking about.
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah.
Listen, Robert Stone's character has been doing a great job, I think, as the GM. How fucked up is it going to be when they finally bring in the real GM? And where's that storyline going to go? Because I don't think Robert Stone's going to go away quietly. And I just want you to keep that in your back pocket, folks.
Well, looks like there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Will we get a final title change to make it 3 out of 4?
Why not?
It's Myles Borne versus Ethan Page. They have a match. Because it's these guys, it's boring. And the Hill Honks come in, and Joe Hendry comes in to peel off the Vanity Project and Ricky Saints. And Myles Borne hits Borne again to become the new North America champion and to prevent Ethan Page from making history as the longest North America champion in history, which he would have had to surpass Obafemi's record. Is that who had it longest before him? I think they said that, but I don't remember.
I think it might have been Obafemi. I'm not really sure. I can't pretend that I know for sure. But, Vet, your thoughts, bro? Myles Borne getting the big one. You know?
Yeah, the little big one.
I mean,
congratulations.
Wasn't the turnbuckle exposed or something? Because in the finish, I remember Myles Borne pushing Ethan Page. Yeah. Ethan Page had taken the turnbuckle off, and then he hits him with that Born Again bullshit.
Did he? I didn't even know. To me, it looked like the pad was still on, but hey, I'm in a delirious haze. I
think the pad was definitely off. So, what is this?
However he did it, he did it.
Sure did. I always have Twitter open, folks, you know, just in case breaking news pops off. And we don't have any breaking news here, Vet, but we do have Soul Ruca doing this.
That's a nonchalant attitude for somebody that just lost her best friend.
Hold on, there's more. And this. And then we get one more. This. Okay. Vet. Come on.
Yes.
Give it to me. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me that this was not a half decent. It was a pretty good episode of NXT, except for that Uriah Connors match, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Uriah Faber.
I don't know if everything else was good or if that was just so bad it elevated everything else. Either way, it's over.
It's over, folks.
We'll never have to watch it again.
Hey, man, it's not every week that I get on here and say, I really like this match. I really like this week's NXT. And usually the Vet will change my mind. And I'll be like, oh, shit, you know, I'm wrong. I didn't like it. But no, I liked it this week. I enjoyed it quite a bit. No booze to be had for me except for... What's that?
I'm too weak to fight back.
Good. I like
you can like it
Vet.
if you want.
If you guys are into taking advantage of veterans. What? Vet, what do you got, buddy? What are we streaming? You doing Requiem?
Yeah, maybe on Friday. Hopefully I'll be feeling good. But if I'm not, I'll still probably do it anyway. I'll probably just do it feeling bad. And, so look out for that on the twitch.tv/OpinionHaver and OpinionHaver on all your favorite social media platforms. And I'm on all the shows that you like that are here on HMG. And then I'm also on, and then there's also shows that I'm not on, but sometimes I'm on. Well, not really all of them, but sometimes I was on one of them a bunch of times, and then the other one is too new, so I wouldn't have been on that. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be invited to one of them.
Why not?
But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, check out Wrestler Rogers, Stevie Richards Show, and Limpin' Ain't Easy. I think Limpin' Ain't Easy dropped a new episode or a new something just now.
Limpin' Ain't Easy.
The Forbidden Topic premiering now, right? Did I see a little premiere thing right now? It's
actually
on right now, right?
You know what? It's on right now. 4 people are watching. Guys, why don't you just jump in? As soon as we sign off, jump in. tell Timmy that Big Ray and the Vet sent you here. You know, do that. Please do that. Let him know that we support him.
Now he's not live, but it's a premiere, so he might be watching your comments live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will be. So let me just close this out quickly so that we can all go over there and support him. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we got Hitting the Marks, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Next Level Wrestling Review. That is this show. We have the Impact Attack. We have the Smack Attack. We have the Monday Locker Room. We have the Pro Wrestling Reflection, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget the A Show. And again, with the Pro Wrestling Reflection this week, 1987 this year in professional wrestling, should be up later today on my Twitter. But I'd rather you guys give the support and go over to the professor's YouTube channel. It's Pro Wrestling Reflection at Pro Wrestling Reflection on Twitter. And me and Jimmy did the very last Monday Night Raw review together yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to see the very last episode ever of I Like It Raw, check it out right now. It will now and forever be on YouTube. Thank you guys for your support. Vet, I hope you feel better, brother. Stay on for like 2 minutes after the show. Oh, don't forget Insanity. I almost forgot the JCW HMG Insanity show, ladies and gentlemen, where Big Vito is just fighting with some mark on freaking Instagram. It's hilarious. Nobody cares. But I care about Big Vito. I care about you. I care about the vet, and I hope he gets better. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope Is Gary okay? He's all right? He's fine? Acknowledge him. All right, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Take care. Have a fantastic week. And we'll see you next week for this week. For the Next Level Wrestling Review. What am I talking about? Jesus Christ. We need some rest, bro. Why don't we get some rest? Can we get some rest now? Say bye, Ben. Bye.
This is the Hustler F. Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
Go over to Timmy Baltimore's page right now. Limping ain't easy. Give him support.